This lesson will focus on simultaneous equations, type 2 from National 5. We know to solve two unknown variables, we require two equations. We should then check for a variable to have the same coefficient, yet different signs. To do this, we may have to scale up our equations to allow us to eliminate a variable. Example 1. Solve the following pair of equations. 3m add 2p equaling 7, and m adding 2p equaling 5.
In example 1, you'll see we have two equations, we have two unknown variables. To allow us to solve them, we'll have to solve them simultaneously. Now, the two things we're checking for are same coefficient yet different signs. If we look here, for the term m, we have different coefficients, so we don't really want to start with that. If we look at term p, you'll notice that we have the same coefficient of 2. After we have the same coefficient, we're checking if they've got different signs. Now in this instance, both of them are positive. So we need to change that. So let's draw our line underneath just to keep them separate. Now what we're going to do here is we're going to scale up one of the equations. So the top equation, I'm just going to keep that the same. I'm going to multiply it by 1. The bottom equation, however, I'm going to multiply that by -1. Now you'll see the reason I'm going to do this after I follow through it. So the top equation is going to remain the same. 3m adding 2p is 7. Now the bottom equation, we want to multiply absolutely everything by -1. So that will give me -m subtract 2p is equal to -5. Now at this stage here, let's check. We're looking for same coefficient yet different sign. Now if you look here, same coefficient yet different sign. Perfect. At that stage, let's just underline again. Remember, we want to keep everything as neat as possible. It makes it 10 times easier for us. At this stage here, remember, when we're eliminating, we're always going to add. 3m add -m, well that just becomes 3m take away m, which is 2m. Positive 2p add -2p, that eliminates. We leave an equal symbol. 7 add -5 comes out as 2. From there, we can now solve for m. M will equal 2 divided by 2, so m is 1. Once you've solved for m, we now solve for the other term. So therefore, we go into our very first equation. We have 3m adding 2p is equal to 7. So, when m equals 1, we are now going to have 3 multiplied by 1, adding 2p is equal to 7. We have 3 add 2p is 7. Positive 3 goes over and becomes -3, so 2p is equal to 7 subtract 3. So 2p is 4, which means the value of p in this instance will be 4 divided by 2, which is 2. Therefore, m is 1 and p is 2.
Example 2. Solve the following pair of equations. 4j subtract 2k equaling -10, and 3j subtract 2k equaling -9.
Once again, you'll see in example 2, we've got two equations, we've got two unknown variables. As soon as that happens, you should be thinking you must solve them simultaneously. Now, the only way that we can do that is through checking that we have same coefficient, yet different signs. You'll notice from this example here, the term k, that has the same coefficient of 2. However, it also has the same sign, so we need to rectify that. So let's just take a ruler and we'll keep it nice and separate. Okay, we want to basically make different signs. So we have one being negative, we have another being negative, one of them has to be positive. So let's scale up. So in the first equation, let's multiply that by 1. We're going to keep it the exact same. And then the second equation, let's multiply this by -1. The reason we're multiplying by -1 is that this will change all of the signs of this equation, which would then will leave us with a negative and a positive. So let's go through our working. Top line stays the same. 4j subtract 2k is -10. Let's tackle the second equation. Multiply absolutely everything by -1. So this will now become -3j. -2k multiplied by -1 becomes +2k. And then -9 multiplied by -1 becomes +9. Right away, take your ruler and draw a line. We want to keep each set of equations separate. Okay, we're doing our check. Same coefficient, different signs. Ideal, now we add them together. The whole purpose of adding them together is to try and eliminate a variable. 4j add -3j, well that simply just becomes +1j. -2k, adding on 2k, well that eliminates, perfect. -10, add 9 gives me a value of -1. We've solved for j, now we need to solve for the other variable, which in this instance is k. So therefore, we start with our first equation. 4j subtracting 2k is equal to -10. When j is equal to -1, let's solve. So we'll substitute it in. 4 bracket -1 subtracting 2k is equal to -10. This gives us -4 subtract 2k is -10. I'm going to choose to leave my letter on the left hand side, so -2k is equal to -10. This -4 will come over and become +4. -2k will be equal to -6. So that means k is equal to, now it will be -6 divided by -2, which gives me +3. Therefore, j is -1, whilst k is 3.